1975 MGB GT Jubilee. So these were made for the 50th anniversary, this one. Green with a gold livery and the gold wheels. It's an 1800 petrol, 4-speed with the overdrive on the stick. First the rubber bumpers in 75 as well. Right, bodyweight wise, going to start off the bonnet, work our way around this MGB, onto the interior, and then we'll go for the end and start up. Bodyweight wise at the bonnet, it's nice and straight at the bottom, but you can see the paint is flat. It's going to want to polish this one. We've got a little bit of cracking across the very front edge of the bonnet itself, and a little bit of corrosion just starting on the left hand side. But the rest of the bonnet all nice and straight. Granted, it does want to polish it, it's flat. As we come across the scuttle, we've got some bits and pieces in the paint, and we've got some heavier cracking on the left-hand side there. You can see that. Rust-wise, we have got some corrosion on the seam itself, but obviously you can see that heavy cracking in the paint there on the left-hand side. Down the wing top, again, flat in places down the wing top. We're going to just nip round to the right-hand side. We'll have a look at the seam as well on the right-hand side. Again, flat with some cracking and a bit of rust there starting on the seam on the right-hand side around the scuttle, and a little bit just underneath the windscreen there. Come up onto the roof, nice and flat across the roof, but again, flat in the paint side of things on the roof. No heavy corrosion around the sunroof at all though on the right hand side, but when we come around the left hand side, we have got some surface rust on the left hand side around the sunroof, but again, not a bad base to start off, will make a very nice car. Again, this one, engine is absolutely on the button. Back down the bonnet now. Lamp bezels are all okay around there, the headlights are nice and clean, the bumpers are nice and straight across the front. Normally you get some sagging across here on the front bumper, that's not the case on this one. All nice and tidy with no major scuffs or scrapes. Headlamp bezel's good on the right hand side, the light itself's crack free. As we come down the right hand side wing, we've got a little bit of rust starting behind the bumper there, and we've got some along the chrome trim at the front of the right hand side. Up the wing top itself, flat again in places, you can see it's a bit shiny, a bit flat, a bit shiny, a bit flat. As we come back round, again, the decals are all okay, but it's going to want some attention underneath there as well. Got some crazing in the decals itself. Down the arch on the driver's side, we've got some corrosion and a higher up sort of stone guard line at the bottom of the doors and the quarter and the wing there. You can see the stone guard line comes fairly high up, but the rest of the wing looks to be okay. The right Jubilee wheels all the way around on this one as well. Across the lower half of the door, again, textured line all the way across, about 3 inches, 4 inches up, and a few little bits just starting underneath the chrome trim. Door top itself's okay. We've got some corrosion in the split, which is pretty standard on an MGB GT at the back there. I've seen that many times before. Down the rear quarter, and lovely and straight down the top half of the rear quarter, got a little bit of rust starting on the seam on the right hand side, but the rest of the seam all nice and clean and tidy. Again, flat on the paint side of things on that rear quarter. We've got some chips at the back edge of the driver's door. Around the arch, you'll see all nice and presentable. Again, stone guard line up the back there, bit of a paint flake and a scratch there, and we've got a bleb, presumably where the clip is that holds the chrome trim on that rear right hand quarter. As we come round, the rear lights are nice and clear on both sides. A bumper again, lovely condition in the bumper, no sagging on the bumper itself, all nice and black, no big scuffs or scrapes. Seam on the back's all okay. Bit of corrosion around the badge on the boot itself, the actual tailgate. Again, seems not too bad on that left-hand side and around your reverse light. Up the boot itself, we've got a few blebs. We've got some bits in the paint here on the left-hand side. We've got some more rust here. You've seen the bit around the badge, and you can see the stuff around the rear window as well. I'll go nice and slow. We'll come across the top all okay. As you come down the back on the right-hand side, it's where it's starting to get some surface rust across the back of the tailgate underneath the window there. Onto the left-hand side now, again, we've got some cracking in the paint and some surface rust. A bit of a bleb there by the seam on the left-hand side. Down the rear quarter, again, stone line, which is painted in all fairness, is quite high up, but it has been painted, which is quite nice. All right around the arch, a little bit, again, down the bottom half, but the arch itself looks to be nice and solid. A few marks in the paint and a little bit flat again across the top. We have got a dent here on the left-hand side rear quarter under the decal. Chrome trim fitted on both sides on the sill guards. A little bit of a chip on the rear quarter on the paint there. The rest of the door looks to be fairly presentable, but it is flat in the paint. There's a little bit of dust in the paint itself. So come down the left-hand side front wing now. Again, another bit of a burn through there on the paint. Bit of a scuff. We've got some rust starting along the chrome trim on the left-hand side all the way forward. A little bit worse at the front there. A nice level down the left hand side on the lower half. It is a Jubilee this one as well, so it's worth getting the paintwork sorted out on this one. But again, MG's starting to creep back up in price this year, which is nice to see because it did come down a little bit. Nice and tidy on the door card on the driver's side. The interior is lovely on this one. The seat showing minimal wear, really. No rips, no tears. Lovely and soft, that seat as well. Really nice and tidy. Rubber mats fitted throughout. When I fold this seat forward, you'll see the back seats are all matched as well. Really nice and tidy in there. Wants a little bit of a hoover, but that's all we need to be concerned about. Aftermarket wood rim steering wheel fitted there with some lacquer peel to the top of it. Dashboard's nice and tidy. No paint flake on the dashboard itself. Nothing flicking off there. All nice and fresh and tidy there. You can see the dials there, all lovely and clear, no cracking in those. Aftermarket head unit fitted, which is pretty standard. But apart from that, all nice and tidy. No paint flakes to the dashboard at all. And the headlining seems to be in nice condition with no damp patches around the sunroof. Into the boot now, nice and tidy in the boot there. A few little marks on the boot carpet itself. Lift up the boot floor, you'll see we've got the correct spare wheel there. Jack and some bits and pieces. I've got some soundproofing has been put on the boot floor itself. Left hand side front against the door card, lovely and tidy on the door card, no rips or tears to that at all. All nice and clean. Nice rubber mats fitted, and again the seat showing minimal wear once again. Nice and soft when you sit on it, it's not going to crack. No rips or tears at all to the passenger side front. Lift the seat forward, both seats reclining as they should. All nice and tidy from the left hand side once again. You'll see we've got a little plaque with the car number on there. Car number 679 it says there. Into the engine bay now, 1800 litre petrol twin carburetor. Like I say, it's a 4-speed 1800 litre. That's not a technical term, is it? That's a big engine, that. 1.8 litre petrol engine. 4-speed with the overdrive on this stick. James is going to fire it up for us here. Firing into life with a little bit of choke on there. Get it off the choke, ticking over nice and happy. We'll check the oil pressure gauge straight away there. What a life oil pressure there, James. No choke on, oil pressure sitting just about 60 there. Nice oil pressure on that one there. Ticking over nice and happy, not lumpy anywhere. All nice and happy on the tick over. There you have it, the 1975 MGB GT Jubilee.